We got episode 6 of the Mo&Co show. Skipped over a bit there, eh? We got the one, the only, the New Yorker. This guy knows his way around Yankee Stadium foods as well. We got the one and only Alex Day. Hey, round of applause for Alex, boys, behind the scenes. Let's get it going for Alex.
Hey, thank you, Mo. Thank you. Thank you. What a round of applause from the boys there.
What the fuck are you wearing?
Man, you know what? The only good thing about this year was the Centennial jerseys. Yep. Folks at Fanatics, very, very nice folks, sent me a Mika one. They knew he had a no-trade clause for 6 years and could foresee what was coming, so they were wise in sending me a Mika one, I guess. But, yeah, blue shirts through and through, bro.
Didn't want to shave your head and get the Panera bread going, eh?
You know what? If they gave me a reason to, I would have. They've given me no reason to, Mo.
Hey, we got a lot of shit to talk about, especially come Artemi Panarin. Is Buddy going to go? Is Buddy going to stay? We know he's probably not going to stay, so that's going to be something we're going to circle back to later on. Heard there's a big game tonight, Buddy. Called it the Natty. I'm a fucking Canadian, so up here we don't know what the fuck the Natty is. I have to get my college football pro producer Matt over there to let me know all about it. But like, were you watching? What you doing for it? Talk to me about this big game you got coming up.
You know, I'm not a huge college football fan. Like, I feel like college football is way more Midwest, South, West Coast even. Northeast, we don't care as much about college football. But national championship, Indiana, Miami. Have you been tapped in with this at all?
Buddy, I had no fucking idea what you were talking
about. You have no idea.
Dude, I just went to Buffalo to watch the Bills going, so.
I got to give you a quick storyline here, Mo. I got to give you a reason to care. Let's say you had a coach. He was an assistant coach for the Lightning. He was never going to be a head coach. He was like 50 years old. He leaves the Lightning, goes and coaches juniors as the head coach. He dominates. Then he coaches a D3 school in college. Head coach, dominates. Then he coaches another D3 school, dominates. Now he's coaching. You know what? I guess you could say, for the sake of this comparison, he then goes back to the NHL as a head coach for the Florida Panthers, and they have like one of the greatest seasons ever. And he's like 63, and he's a first-time head coach.
So
that's Indiana. That's Indiana football.
There's a lot on the fucking line right now, eh?
Kurt Signetti. There you go.
So who's your dog today? Who you riding today?
I bet Indiana. I can't help but root for this guy. I really don't care. Like I'm not a huge college football fan, but I'm just a football guy, and it's a big one. It's a big one. It's the Natty, If
it's not your boy Jackson Dart, we don't talk about him, eh? We don't talk about him as much in depth.
Facts.
That guy's got fucking swag. Was that the guy that was DMing Madison Beer and all that shit? Was that what's going on there?
I don't know. Yes, but I don't know if that was real or not. He has a girl. I'm forgetting her name. But I know he has a girlfriend.
All right.
So
well, he seems like a bit of a stud, so I wouldn't be surprised either way.
He's a stud. He's a great dude.
Fucking
Aura.
Yeah, you met him.
Aura and Mystique.
You met him. And we're gonna get into all that. Obviously, big man Alex, you've interviewed the whole sports world pretty much in New York, even celebrities that aren't tapped into New York. You've talked to a lot of fucking people. But before we kind of get into that, because I do want to get to know your favorite dogs in the industry, whether it's sports, movies, entertainment, etc. I want to know how the big man Alex got kicked off in content, because I had Tom Stewart on the other day. He's big in the hockey and golf world. He had an interesting fucking story about how he was in a band once and he was delivering groceries, and now all of a sudden he's one of the biggest hockey creators in the space too. So I want to know how Alex became the focal point of New York sports and sports in general.
Yeah, so I always wanted to do this, right? Like, this was always my dream. Coming out of college, I went into production. I was a cameraman, shooter, producer, editor, writer. I learned everything other than what I'm doing now. And I liked it. I didn't love it. And I got furloughed during COVID 2020. Saw, hey, if I want to get a job doing on-air stuff, I have to start doing content. Like, this is my ticket. There's no, I didn't have a reel or anything. And I was doing it for like 6 months. Didn't do anything in 2020. And then January 2021, I was just telling the story with one of my buddies. 5 years ago to the day today, I had a video that popped off, and I was like, oh, I've got something here. And shout out TikTok, especially during those years where, like, if you're doing something good, Yeah, if you're doing something good, that app would just find the people who'd want to watch it. And Instagram wasn't really a big thing in terms of video content. Like, there weren't even reels yet. I kept doing that format for like 5 or 6 months. And then Overtime reached out to me, and I started working for Overtime summer 2021 as one of their main content creators and broadcasters, hosts. And I got to do some play-by-play, do some branded content, doing a lot of interviewing, a lot of man on the street. And then I kept growing my page, doing stuff for them. And after 3 years there, I left in summer 2024. And I've been running my own business for the last year and a half. And it's been awesome. It's been really great.
Yeah, dude, I was obviously, your stories always come up for me in your post too. And I just kept seeing overtime day. And then one day I'm seeing Alex day 7. I'm like, the fuck happened? Right?
See ya.
And then you were also on a pod with OT Megan too, right?
Of course.
How was that? How was that going?
I mean, that was one of the things I missed most by leaving Overtime because I started doing content doing sports. Almost all my content to this day is sports. I don't branch out that much. I've started an interview show on YouTube called The Daily Show.
We're getting to that. We're getting to that.
Yep. But like, I really haven't done that much outside of sports. And to do that show with her, which was much more about dating and lifestyle and, you know, listener questions on what they thought and kind of just bantering with her. She's a great personality and can keep up. So I had a great time doing that with her. And I mean, there were a few things that I missed from Overtime. Some things I didn't, some things I did. That was one I definitely missed, and we're still good friends to this day.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. She's great vibes. I saw her in Toronto at the NHL All-Star Week back when we had that here. Back in the day when she was with Kyle, and she was super nice. Complimented the cowboy hat, which is slowly but surely becoming a thing of the past for me. Now it's just full stash mode too. But yeah, you mentioned
the stash is your brand, man. That's your brand. That's your bread and butter,
dude. Austin Matthews up here in Toronto, he's pissed. He's pissed because now he has the second best in the city. That's all.
A little competition.
Never
doesn't
hurt
anybody.
Never hurt anyone.
Hey, you need to whip those boys in the back too.
Hey, you know what? I fucking hate the Leafs, so I'm happy you said that, and I'm happy you agree with me that fuck the Leafs, right? So, but you mentioned the Daily Show, bud. Obviously, that's a bit of a new thing for you. Is that in Central Park where you shoot those? Where's that around?
I've done a lot of them in Central Park, some at some other parks, and you know, like that's how I like to catch up with my friends. It's let's get a coffee and we'll catch up, and that feels really quintessential New York to me. And so much of my content is short form. I thought this would be long form. There are people who I have gotten to know or don't know who I'd want to interview. Maybe they don't fit in my like bucket of content, if you will. That's like straight sports.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to have my own kind of talk show, and it's still an evolution of what that's going to look like, but it's been cool to start it. I put out 5 episodes. Katie Feeney from ESPN, Tyler Cameron. I don't know if you know the kid K.O. Martin. He's like this 15-year-old New Yorker. He's a delinquent. He's a menace. But he was just in The Plague, that new movie that came out. Brody from the Broadcast Boys, Fran from Chicks in the Office. It's been really great. So check it out if you haven't seen it yet, if you're watching this right now. But it's just been a cool opportunity to branch out and try something new while still sticking with all the stuff that people really kind of come to me more for, seeing if I can get them a little bait and switch.
Hey, I'll give you 3 names that I would love to see on that show, considering you're a New Yorker. I want to see Dart again. That's an obvious one. I want to see Dart.
Yeah.
I want to see Hank with his suits, one of the suits, or as you said, Tarpless with the chili peppers. That would be fucking unreal.
Sign me up. I mean, yeah, whatever the king wants, I'll meet him anywhere to do an episode with him.
Or number 3, that absolute shithead hitter that doesn't fucking stop hitting, Will Cooley. I want to see one of those 3.
Ooh,
I want to see one of those 3.
I've never met Will Cooley.
Not yet.
And I'm sure we'll get to this, but Will Cooley, I think he'll withstand the fire sale, so I'm down for that.
He's got the age. Hey, if they can work out a deal with Montreal, you let me know, and I'm all in on that. But we do want to talk about some of the names you've interviewed. Who are the favorite people you've interviewed? Obviously, you've been around the NFL. You've been around the entertainment industry. Who are your top dogs? Who are the absolute beauties that you've kind of chatted with?
So for context, if you're watching this right now and you haven't seen my content, I would say I've interviewed a ton of football players, and then it goes football, baseball, basketball, and only some hockey. Where I cover the Rangers, but I don't do as much from a media side.
Today you are. Today you are.
Right, but like I cover the Rangers like very intently, you know. So I've had some good hockey interviews, but more so, I would say football number one. Josh Allen, that's been a favorite. He's amazing. Puka Nacua, DK Metcalf, Eli Manning, Justin Tuck, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart of the Knicks. Definitely a lot of New Yorkers. Cam Scatterbo, King Henrik.
Yeah, oof.
Who could forget?
No one could forget him.
No one could forget King Henrik, Johnny Manziel, Reggie Jackson.
Are we partying tonight or what?
I mean, it's a fun group. Yeah. It's a fun group.
And fuck, I mean, we're recording this on a Monday, so the Josh Allen loss is pretty fresh. Was it a catch? Was it not? I say it's a fucking catch, but that guy's such a fucking good guy where you just got to feel for that guy. I know you're a Giants fan, but fucking Bills Nation, that's just a fucking kick in the dick, right? So
heartbroken for them. And once you meet him, you root even harder for him. Like, I didn't really care about him that much, but they've become my AFC team just after meeting him, and he's an easy guy to root for.
I feel that. And apart from the people you've met, what has been the best question you've asked, in your opinion? Either you stumped them or you got just the fucking best answer ever. I know I was talking about Hank and the Chili Peppers. That was pretty fucking good. But what's your kind of like, you look back at it and you're like, fuck, I was proud of that one?
I think there are a few. I will say the series about high school teammates completely changed the course of my career. Not dramatically, but that was a level up for sure, where, you know, guys want to talk about themselves, but they're also kind of sick of talking about themselves. So what's a way for them to talk about their boys? Everyone wants to brag about their friends, especially the ones that they grew up with. And it's kind of still talking about themselves, and it shows that the interviewer did their due diligence and their work.
Yeah, it's effort, man.
And they respect that. So, you know, the high school teammate quiz segment completely completely leveled up a lot of my stuff. So that for sure. And then I had one that I liked during this past baseball season that was just ridiculous. I asked one of the Yankees if they could compliment one of their teammates using the same voice they talk to their dog in.
No, you got to expose some of the answers, bro. Like, what did they say, bro?
The number one was like, I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but Cam Schlittler, he's like one of the aces for the Yankees, a great pitcher. He's like this 6'8" guy with tattoos. He's like, great job, Ben Rice. Great job out there in the field, man. You're just amazing. I trust you in the field. It's like,
I would love for one of them to talk to Judge like that. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to do that with Judge. Yeah,
dude. I mean, up here we're repping the Jays, and you guys almost give me a fucking heart attack that fucking offseason. And now fucking Bo Bichette's going close to home for you. So we're in a bit of a shit show.
I think you guys are the front runners for the AL East again this year. I do.
Yeah, until we meet the fucking Dodgers again. Am I right? So
I know it's honestly fucked up.
Yeah, we know that. But now let's get into something even more fucked up: the Rangers.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, the fact that we're going to be known as the letter organization is so sad. It's just sad.
And you know what?
It's a kick in the balls.
And you know what? I only have the Rangers to thank for giving Montreal. I'm a Montreal fan, in case for those listening that don't know. I've been pretty fucking unbiased as of recent I have people in my comments saying, can this Leafs fan fucking shut the fuck up? Dude, I'm a Habs fan. I fucking hate the Leafs. So I got you to thank.
Of course. I talk that way about the Red Sox and the Eagles and the Astros and the Devils and the Islanders. Yeah, absolutely.
I got you to thank for Jeff Gordon, though. That guy's been a fucking savior in Montreal. Old GM Jeff Gordon. Holy fuck.
His time was up. It was time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Granted, we replaced him with Chris Drury, who...
Yeah, how the fuck is that guy qualified?
He's also the Team USA GM.
Yeah, well, that's another topic we'll get to. Canada, U.S. Olympics, because I feel like we're going to see it in the final.
I hope. Well, we have a good chance since Russia isn't in it.
Yeah.
But I like JT Miller. leaving Robertson off the roster for JT Miller is criminal.
I mean, I'm more so on the fact of Cole Caulfield and Lane Hudson, but that's just my bias Habs in me. That's just my bias Habs in me. But right now, the Rangers, last in the Metro, bottom 6 in the whole NHL. Right now, they're holding a record of 21, 22, and 6. We saw the letter with the plan to retool, not rebuild. It was pretty much a copy of paste from what we saw from Gorton, as you said in the past. Even everyone else in hockey media, they're pretty much on the same note, pretty much saying, how does this look to the fan base? Pretty much showing no effort and pretty much just regurgitating what was already thrown at them from a different point. Like, don't get me wrong, the past, I want to say 3-4 years, some of those years I picked the Rangers to win the Cup multiple times because they had the fucking team. Their D was good. Shesterkin is always kicking. And you have forwards like fucking Panarin, JT Miller, Trocheck, Zibanejad, fucking, and the bottom 6 can crash and bang with the rest of them too. Now you got fucking Matt Rempe in there too. Fucking the world's their oyster. You know what I mean? You bring in a coach like Sullivan, why wouldn't it work? You know what I mean? So I think everyone is just a little fucking confused, and everyone's probably saying it's a problem higher up in the organization as opposed to in the room. And that's why we think there should be some turnover there. But yeah, the letter obviously very similar. They need to get younger, more competitive, restock on their draft picks, gain some more cap space and stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now we're talking about the possibility of getting some bodies out of the door to bring some of those draft picks and younger players and get that salary. And we know one of the biggest name right now is Artemi Panarin. The fucking guy shaved his head, started kicking with some points again, because we know he was slumping before. And he's at a pretty fucking big cap hit, but he's only going to be a rental unless they do a sign-in trade, right? So I want to know what you think about Artemi and the whole system and mindset of them moving on from a bunch of these bigger pieces.
It wasn't confusing that they're rebuilding. I did a video last week saying blow it up, and I'm not that reactionary type of fan.
Yep.
The Rangers in 2024 went as far as they could playing the Panthers. That was it. And by the way, they weren't close. They were lucky to get 2 wins off the Panthers. This Rangers core hit its ceiling. It did not have the skill in the top 6. It did not have the sandpaper in the top 6. It didn't have the sandpaper on the defensive pairings as well. Since that moment, it has been a half-measured approach by Chris Drury how to fix it. And he's done it with no touch, but he has no feel at all. Going from waiving Barclay Goodrow, who's an assistant captain and a veteran leader that pissed guys off in the locker room, to pressuring Jacob Trouba to waive his no-trade clause and did it in a really kind of backhanded way that pissed guys off. From leaking a memo saying that everyone's available last year, that pissed guys off. He has totally alienated himself from the team. And last year, the team quit. I've never been more pissed at one of my teams than the Rangers last year from November 1st or so, November, second week of November to Christmas. Quit. No heart, no balls. They sucked it up. They pulled themselves together. They still missed the playoffs. This has needed to happen. It was stupid to trade for JT Miller. I get what they're trying to do.
Whoa. Hold the fuck on. Whoa.
Wait. You have 5 guaranteed years, and you're about to go through a rebuild, and you have a 34-year-old center. That doesn't make sense.
So when the Vancouver Canucks moved off of JT Miller, I went out and
I was in favor of it, but it was a mistake.
Now or at the time?
I think it was a severe miscalculation by Gordon realizing, A, how many years Miller had left, B, that this team wasn't JT Miller away from being good, because once they got JT Miller, they still missed the playoffs, and 2 months into this season, they're selling. JT Miller is clearly playing through some injury. He can't move.
Yeah.
So I would frankly sit him. I wouldn't have him play in the Olympics. I would sit him. I'd let him get healthy, and you come back. He's
that guy's fucking Captain America. That guy will run through a fucking brick shit house for his country.
But he's not a top 6 player right now. He's playing hurt. He's playing hurt. So and on top of that, when the Rangers sent the first letter out and they got these picks and they traded McDonough and Miller and Nash and they traded everyone, they didn't hit on anyone. They didn't hit on. None of those guys are still on the team. Even towards the end, really Lafreniere is the only one. Lafreniere's trade value couldn't be worse right now. Yep. He was good for about 2 months in the 2024 playoffs. He earned that 7-year extension. He wasn't very good before. He's been a half a point a game player since then. Mm-hmm. So Capo Caco's on Seattle. Keandre Miller's on Carolina. Philip Hedl got traded to. Is he on Seattle? What team did
he's on Vancouver, and he's a concussion away from retiring.
Correct. And the JT Miller trade, Kravtsov didn't work out. Elias Anderson didn't work out. You name it.
Fuck, I forgot about those names. Wow. Yeah.
Brendan Othman just got his first NHL goal, and he was a first-round pick the year after Laffy.
Schneider's not progressing as much as we wanted either.
No, he's about to be an RFA, and they'll be listening on offers for him too. So all these guys didn't hit. The Rangers are to blame, right? There's no way all these guys were bad. Come on. You got a first overall pick. You got a second overall pick. A couple top 10 picks. The Rangers can't develop anyone. So that leaves fans frustrated about the idea of a rebuild because when you trade players, you get picks. You have to hit on someone, and they can't do it. So in my opinion, it's embarrassing that they sent a letter. They do need a rebuild. I'm listening on just about anyone. And then the picks I'm getting, I'm using a lot of those picks to try to get young, controllable players who you feel you can build around and are more known commodities than drafting a teenager and hope you can mold them into something good because they can't do that.
Yeah, that fucking letter, I mean, I think we're in a point where everything is so overblown in social media in terms of puck and just the sport where maybe it would have been just easier to just go on a fucking podium and just say a couple sentences being like, we got to kind of change direction here as opposed to putting out a whole letter that's going to be shared to shit.
Or just do it.
Or just fucking start doing it, yeah.
I have to watch this shit every other night. I don't want to hear it. It's embarrassing. And it's the same thing as a lot of the Chris Drury stuff where he's right, but he goes about it in such a wrong way that it's just embarrassing at every single turn. Like, he should have waived Barclay Goodrow. He probably should have listened on a lot of the veterans once they realized they hit their ceiling. But the communication is so bad and so embarrassing, and just do it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of the half measures. The team hit their ceiling. They're so bad to watch. Man, their record at home this year is
they couldn't score a goal on home ice to save their life to start the season.
Mo, they couldn't hit water from the side of a boat. Like they are so bad. They don't have the talent in the top 6. They don't have the sandpaper in the top 6. Their goal prevention is pretty good because Sullivan plays in a pretty good defense. I don't want to say defensive shell. That's not giving him enough credit. But, like, he's a good defensive coach, and you have Igor. So, good, but you can't score. They just can't score. They can't.
And that's the thing, too. Like, when Sullivan took this job from Pittsburgh, it's because Pittsburgh was a deteriorating asset, and the Rangers were supposed to fucking be on the up and up and up to the point where he'd be that piece or one of the next few pieces that will take them over the top to where I fucking had in the past couple of years being a Stanley Cup champion. Obviously, they're not going to be in my bracket this year. But
I could see a world where, depending on what they do here in the next, really 2026, between this deadline and over the summer, they could be respectable again. But it's not going to be this year and it's not going to be next year. And I'm okay with that because I just can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty brutes. It's pretty mediocre. Fucking brutes. Yeah,
you can't be mediocre.
Well, you can be last in the Metro with firepower like that up front. That's for sure.
It's not firepower. These guys, like, it's not firepower.
Banged up firepower, I guess.
Like JT Miller is not firepower anymore.
Yeah.
Panarin has been playing well. Mika has been playing well. Laffy is not firepower. Yeah. He's not.
Yeah.
I've watched enough Laffy to know that Laffy is not firepower. So there are it's a lot of names
that aren't pulling their weight.
There isn't. Man, I would give up half the team for Brady Tkachuk.
Oh, he's fucking went right for it, eh? You know what? I do
fucking calling my shot. That's the kind of guy the Rangers need.
And that was rumored for a while. I do have also a connect in Florida where there was a good minute down in Florida where they're like, we're gonna get both fucking brothers down there. So I do think I do think Brady isn't going to retire a Senator, but that's
no way he is.
That's some good fucking speculation right there. I like that. But just looking at some of the players here, JT 28 points, 40 games. UFA in 2030 where he's going to be 37. He's going to be fucking almost pretty much an old head at that point.
I have this whole rebuild planned out. If you could go down every player and I'll tell you if they should be here or not.
All right, let's do it. Let's have a nice little segment here. Panarin. Right. We already know the answer, but let's start with Panarin.
Trading at the deadline, they're not going to get much back for him. It hurts me that he won't be a Ranger anymore. They're not re-signing him. Trade him.
Mika.
He's going to be here. He has a no-trade clause till 2030. He's actually having a nice year. I want it to work with Mika. So, yeah, I mean, Mika's going to be here, but there isn't really another choice.
We're seeing lately in the NHL that these no-trade clauses are kind of bullshit. Like, Dougie Hamilton's getting fucking scratched to pretty much get shooed out of town. You had Trouba that had to get fucking shooed out of town. So, this might be reviewed in the next CBA, but these fucking no-trade clauses are becoming solely a thing that isn't valued anymore. Next up, we got Trocheck.
Not only am I get there are fans that don't want to trade him because he's a good player. That's our number one asset.
Age.
Oh my God, am I trading Trocheck?
Yeah.
First of all, the next time we're going to be good, he's going to be a 30, 35, 36. He'll be 33 or 34 at next year's
2029 when he's UFA is going to be 35.
Manageable contract, 3 years of control. Not a lot of centers are available. That's going to get a haul.
5.6 million annual average. That's nothing.
For 3 years. So whether it's this deadline or over the summer, that's how you expedite a rebuild. If they don't trade Vincent Trocheck before opening game next year, they aren't serious about a rebuild and they're just going to be mediocre. They have to trade Trocheck. Have to.
That's when you know Drury should be fucking kicking the can as he already should be. But 35 games played so far for Vinny and he's 29 points. So he's just humming under a point per game. And
he's been banged up and he's not the issue. Yeah. He's not the issue.
Yeah. Next up we have questionably a snub on the back end, Adam Fox for Team USA.
Stays. He's only 27. People are grilling him. He's a point-per-game defenseman this year. He churns out points every single year. He drives the number one power play. People are now complaining that he's undersized. He's always been undersized. You can't have too many defensemen who are undersized. That's why Zach Jones was never going to be able to play here. If you have one guy who's Adam Fox, that's fine. I need some other big defensemen. Gavrikov, I'm sure get to him. But, I think Fox stays. And if you want a good power play, I think Fox is an important piece of that.
You need a quarterback. And you touched on Gavrikov there. I don't think that's someone they move just because
he might want to.
He might want to, but like you guys put a pretty penny on that guy for some good term too. So moving him right now, I don't know if they'll be inclined to do that. I think they have other guys at higher priority there, especially like Schneider too on the back
end. I'd be fine to keep Gavrikov. I'd be fine to trade him, whatever he wants. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. Like
Vanilla.
He'll be good till after he's 35. I think he's only like 30 right now. Schneider, I'm listening on to. He's an RFA and he's a change of scenery guy. Okay. And I would trade him at this deadline.
Lafreniere. Laugh attack. Get him to Montreal. Get him to his home province. Let's rejuvenate the fucking kid.
All right. So there's two things. One is it's not working.
No.
He needs a change of scenery. It's not working. His value could not be lower right now. So
no team is giving him a first.
You're really getting cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
But you also know that once he goes somewhere else, he will be better than he is. It's toxic. He's unrecognizable as a player. Mm-hmm. You watch him in juniors. You watch him in the 2024 playoffs. You watch him now. He's soft on the puck. Not good hockey IQ. You want to say he's snake-bitten, but then he's so snake-bitten, it's like this just might be what he is. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Like, some Rangers fans will die for the guy. If he wasn't a first overall pick, it wouldn't be a conversation. And it's a killer because that's why you thought you were a contender, because you thought he was going to always be at that level. He hasn't been at that level since the last Panthers game in 2024.
When you had Timmy Stu right up coming next, you see the comparison and the trajectory of their careers. Holy fuck, you want to fucking hang yourself over in New York.
You're going to ask me about the Islanders because you mentioned you are. Talk about the difference. Like, they hit on Schaefer. We don't hit on Laffy and Kako. Changes the whole culture of an organization.
Yeah.
You know, I would be pretty happy if I was an Islanders fan right now. Like, you have a veteran team with a young stud. Like, they're having a lot more fun than we are right now by hitting on their first overall pick.
Even though it takes that fucking long to get to that fucking arena. Holy shit. Have you ever been there?
Oh, I have been there. It's nice. It's terrible to get to. I also just hate Islanders fans. They're just terrible.
Some nice little beef. I would fucking love another playoff round between you guys. It's like the Battle of Alberta, but just under the border.
You know what's funny is, like, I don't hate the Islanders that much because I'm 31. There have been very few times where both teams have been good at the same time. Mm-hmm. I hate the Devils way more. Like, the Devils throughout my life, and they've always been on the same timeline as us. When you go back to the Torts years with Avery and the black and blue shirts and Marty and DeBoer, and those were heated. Those were heated games, man. The line brawls, the Stu Bickle and Dubinsky, and that was a great rivalry. And then over the last 5 years or so with AV and oh my God, what's the guy, and Gallant, like yeah, I hate the Devils way more. If there was a more sustained period where the Rangers and Islanders have been good at the same time, like the Islanders won 4 cups in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Rangers didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Rangers won the cup in the 90s. Islanders weren't what they were then, so kind of missed each other.
Can you guess why I hate the Devils? Shot in the dark here for you, bud. Producer Matt's laughing because he knows why.
Because of the Scott Gomez trade.
No, because of Tate McRae. For fuck's sake.
I met her a couple weeks ago.
Fuck off. Okay, now we have beef.
No, shit. It was just a brief introduction, but I was like, oh shit, Tate McRae. I have a buddy who works in television.
Okay.
He's an agent, and he sent me a text at 11 o'clock and said, hey, I have a +1 to the SNL after party. You want to come? And she was there because she's friends with Glenn Powell.
Okay.
Who I didn't even see there. I said, yeah, I'll come. Started at 2 o'clock. Was there for a solid hour and a half, 2 hours. Wild scene. Went home and be like, what the fuck just happened? It was a good time, though.
Was Jackie Hughes there with his banged up hand too, or was he put to bed?
I think this wasn't out yet. Like I don't think that was a thing yet. Okay. This was probably like 2 months ago.
Okay, yeah, because she moved to New York from LA recently too, so you might be running into her a lot more frequently. And I
don't go
jealous.
To the Prudential Center. I don't go to the Prudential Center.
Well, I might start having to go if that's where I'm gonna find her. So. Okay, I want to touch before we head to those other teams in New York too. I want to touch on Panarin even a bit more. Where do you see him going? I have some ideas, but like, do you have an inclination on where you might end up trading Panarin to?
I don't know. I'm very curious what his value is more than the team.
Yeah.
You're getting a guy who is one of the most skilled guys in the NHL. Mm-hmm. You're only getting him for half a season. You're also, and this isn't a knock on the guy because he's done some amazing things, not just for the Rangers, but the Rangers in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. He's not really a playoff player.
No. Yeah, no.
You know, you need that kind of guy to get to the playoffs. Rink's a little bit bigger, got a little more space.
Marner 2.0.
Finishing your checks the same way. Yeah, you're not wrong. Bread in the playoffs is a little bit more of an afterthought. You know, I liked him a lot more on the power play in the playoffs, but when space gets small, he doesn't have the same.
Away, yeah.
You know, if they were the same age, this is just talking about the type of player I'd rather have. I'd probably rather have a Brady Tkachuk than a Panarin in their prime.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
No, I would sacrifice that skill for that sandpaper that you need to have, not just your Rempe and your bottom six, but in your top six against the other guys' best players.
Yeah, that's someone you win with in the playoffs, Brady over there. But in terms of what I think for Artemi Panarin and where he could end up, I think Washington is someone that's been big fish hunting for a while now. And just having that Russian dynamic between Ovi and Panarin, especially on the power play, that could be something really fucking gross. They have currently a cap space of $5.9 million over there in DC. So some pieces will need to come back. Another one, which this one might be a bit more enticing for especially fans around the league, just a general hockey fan. What did we see a lot in Chicago of?
Well, during what time? Recently or when they were winning?
Back when Breadman was in Chicago, we saw a lot of Kane-Panarin duo, right? And Detroit...
You know what? Detroit would be... They could use some finesse.
Especially when they wanted a guy like Quinn Hughes. They had the pieces there. Right. They made an offer. Ultimately, he ended up in Minnesota. But that just goes to show they can be big fish hunting too. And you know what? I look at this Detroit team and I'm like, sure, they have some decent firepower up front, but there's nothing kind of over the top where it would scare me in playoffs. Like they don't have a top six where it's like, oh, fuck, we're playing the Red Wings. You know what I mean?
You know what that would give me shades of to your Russian connection point?
Yep.
Pavel Datsyuk.
Okay. I like that.
When you talk about silky mitts, when you talk about finesse in the top six, I could see that for them, absolutely. And again, I don't think it's a big haul. Like I really, people are going to be surprised at how much the Rangers get for Trocheck, and they're going to be surprised at how little they get for Panarin.
Okay, I like that, and ultimately too. Projected cap space right now for the Red Wings is 13 mil. With their current cap space, I'm assuming due to injury, is 28. So they got some fucking dough. They don't really have to send a lot back. So especially with all the prospects they have on the blue line, I'm not sure if, obviously you say they're not going to get that much, but let's say it's a sign-and-trade situation. If you do a sign-and-trade, then maybe you could get a bit more of a haul. But then there's a question if Detroit wants to pay someone like Panarin north of 11 mil per year for X amount of years, right? So
that cap is going up, but again, I would be careful paying him too much when you're talking about a guy who you're not sure has the physicality for a top six in the playoffs, as great as he is.
Yeah, that is true. We noticed some stuff about Igor. We noticed the with and without Igor. Quick has been 3-10-2 for his record without Shesterkin. So it seems like Quick is one of those guys where when he's getting a game every 3 or 4 games, he's kicking and he's making 40 saves. But as soon as he's getting the starting job, he's the age is caught up to him. It's safe to say. So I think they need Igor back. He's on the IR right now. He's out until at least the 26th of January. So we don't know exactly when he's going to be back, but you can really see the Rangers are struggling even more so without Big Igor in net, right? So,
I mean, there's no sentence more in being a Rangers fan. That was bad English. Let me try that one more time.
For it, bud.
There's nothing true about being a Rangers fan than your goalie saving your ass.
Yeah.
You know, my whole life, like when I was a kid, it was one odd man rush after another with Mike Richter when I was super young. One odd man rush after another with Lundqvist. Lundqvist just saving their asses. It's the same thing with Igor. Like, I'm spoiled as a Rangers fan that I've had 3 Hall of Fame goalies in I know that's a broad, but like, Igor's a Hall of Fame talent, and he has been for this long. You know, definitely spoiled, but they don't really put much around these goalies just about ever. So, you know, I don't think Quick is going to leave, though. I feel like he's from Connecticut, New York. He's won his cups. He could go if he wants, but I feel like he's just going to ride off into the sunset, be like, I'm going down with the ship. I'm probably calling it in a couple years anyways.
Fucking right, yeah. And even when I was growing up, I had the likes of Carey Price, too. So our asses were both saved by goalies growing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we move on to the next topic, that'll do it for Rangers right now. But we're going to leave on this note for the Rangers. You, the New Yorker yourself, in your Rangers jersey, tell the people watching, let's say you're on the podium, Drury's sitting in front of you, management, ownership, they're all sitting in front of you. What's your message you're leaving to the New York Rangers organization right now?
There should be no half measures. It should be a rebuild where everyone is available. I personally have a couple guys I would keep, but I'm listening in on just about any forward. Maybe I'll keep Cooley, Perot, some of these young guys, Fox, Igor, depending on guys' age. I'm being aggressive. This isn't working. No half measures. You don't want to be mediocre. You either want to be in contending or working towards contending. The Rangers are stuck in neutral. They've had enough time to prove it. They've hit their ceiling. They have pieces. It's still not working. You have a coach. You have a goalie. You have some younger guys who you feel like you can build around. But at some point, you have to rip the Band-Aid off. Just do it. Don't stop being embarrassing. Just do it.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, it's seeing more so that like half-ass mentality when you look at a team like Montreal. They went for the full rebuild and they're already fucking kicking tires again. I don't want to be biased, but you see it with a bunch of teams. You now see it with Detroit. You see it with the Senators, apart from some leaky goaltending. But you see it with a bunch of teams around the league now that the full rebuild is something that's been working as opposed to the retool. But then you could also give the other argument. Washington Capitals did a retool and they're still kicking. But how much of a contender are they going to be and for how long? I'm not sure it's the best duration in terms of a window for them. So full rebuild is definitely the route to go, I think.
This has been the most frustrating year and a half as a Rangers fan since pre-Lundqvist.
Yep.
I could firmly say that. So pull the plug. Pull the plug.
I know. Yep, I agree.
Don't resuscitate.
We're gonna hop into something that we did last week here with Tom Stewart, and I kind of want to get your take on it before we come back into the hockey world. Matt, I'm gonna get you to do your little list again. We did a beer draft. Now I know you're someone that can get after it in a city like New York, right? We know there's a pretty decent fucking bar scene up there, and Tom Stewart gave his top 5 beers. We're talking situational beers. We're not talking the types of beers. We're not talking about Guinness, Modelo. We're not talking about that. We're talking about when and where. So I'm going to name 5. You're going to name 5. And we're going to give a reasoning behind it. And because you're the guest, today you're co. I'm Mo and you're co today. So I'm going to have you kick it off with the number 1 spot. If you need some time to think, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but you do your thing. Number 1 beer, the best beer out there for you. Let's get it.
The first beer. You know, when you crack that first beer of the night, you hear that noise, you have your first sip, the engines start. So I'm saying the first beer. Like, that's the energy of the night. When you have your first beer, I understand the game, but I'm saying the first beer, that's my number 1 is the first sip of your first beer, and you're starting your engines.
I like
that. And the boys are all cracking them at the same time, and you're all looking at each other, saying, "Let's have a night. Let's have a day." You're at a game. You're at the bar. Give me the first beer.
You know what Tom Stewart's argument was? His argument was the 4th beer. He was waiting till the 4th beer because he's like, that's when the tires really start pumping. But the first beer is elite.
Physically speaking, yes. Mentally speaking, that first beer, your shoulders come down a little bit. You know, you're take a load off. Take a load off.
I like that. I'm gonna veer away because obviously I did this top 5 too, but I'm gonna try to veer away from my picks last week, just so there's no overlap here. I'm gonna go with let me think about this one. Oh man, you went with the first beer. Last week I had my picks. I'm going to go with... the first beer is a fucking good one, eh? Oh, man. You know what? The newly discovered top of your ranking beer. You know when you try a new beer and you're like, that might be my new number 1?
Okay.
I'm going with that.
What's your number 1 right now?
Well, I'm hopping between Guinness and Kona Big Wave, but I had to discover those two at some point, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Once you discover those fucking beers... they never fucking go away. So I'm going to go with the newly discovered goat beer.
The newly discovered goat beer. I like that. It's strong. For me, my second pick is the Stadium beer. Ooh. You know, it's a little overpriced, but...
Bottle or draft? Bottle or draft?
I'm going to actually say at a Stadium bottle. Okay. Or, well, I guess it would be can. Just because I'm not a cup holder guy. I like to hold it, be sipping it and stuff. I've been known to spill every now and then. I'm typically a draft beer guy. I'm realistically having a canned beer. Although at Yankee Stadium, I'm probably having a draft beer.
Yeah, for 20 USD.
MSG, I'm having a can. It's tough. Yeah, I'm going Stadium beers.
Okay, I like Stadium beer.
Yeah.
Oof. Next pick. Oh, this is a good one. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit with the boys here. I'm gonna do, and you know what? I was thinking about this one last week, but I'm gonna do the catch-up beer. When you first see your buddies that you haven't seen in a really fucking long time, the fellas are buzzing. There's a fucking task at hand when you haven't seen some buddies you haven't seen in a really long time. So I'm going for the catch-up beer.
It's your mission.
It is your mission. You got to get after it.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
Number 3 spot, bud.
I'm going with and my 3 spot, I'm going with a sacred time that I value every single summer, and that's the beach beer.
Ooh.
That's the you have your chair in the sand, maybe your ass in the sand, you've got your music playing.
Yep.
That's that beer that you have when you just get out of the ocean. Now, that might be, I don't know how close you are to, if you're an
Lake
ocean
Ontario,
guy,
bud.
if you're a lake guy. Okay. Well, yeah, that's an honor. Would you say?
No,
you have beach there?
I don't go to
that's a
fucking Lake Ontario. I want to go to a beach. I take a bird and I go somewhere with a fucking beach.
Yeah, there you go. You go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I'm going beach beer.
Okay.
Absolutely. The best.
My number 3 spot is, let's say you're doing dry Jan, or for whatever fucking reason you haven't been drinking for a while, that first beer back in however long it's fucking been.
Nice.
I don't do dry Jan. I fucking broke dry Jan January 1st, baby. So we're not doing that bullshit here. So the first beer back after your little hiatus there.
Strong. Yeah, it's a nice welcome back. Welcome to the jungle.
Yep.
You remember what you're made of.
Let's warm up again.
I'm going with my 4th pick. I'm going with the Ski Mountain Lunch Break beer.
Ooh, little après ski in there, eh?
Après, or you're about to go out there, you undo your boots for a little bit, you relax. That's a nice, or the first one off the mountain.
Okay.
I'll say the Ski Lodge beer.
Oh, oof.
Hits.
I can't say I've experienced a ski lodge beer because the one time I've been in I went to Whistler a couple times, but both those times was during COVID.
Nice.
So the mountains were fucking closed. So I was just there
tough.
to get a little bit rowdy. But with my 4th pick, you're in fucking Fahrenheit, but for my Canadian listeners, the -20 or 0 degree Fahrenheit, whatever the fuck it is, the outdoor winter hot tub beer. That's going to be my number 4 fucking pick right there.
Elite pick.
Yeah. And it gets you hammered really fucking quick. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, for me, for my outdoor winter hot tub, beer and then some. You're passing a little bit too. You've got absolutely.
You need to mix a couple Spros in there so you don't fucking fall asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, with my next pick,
round it off, bud. You're number 5.
That was a really good one there. I'm going to say.
It's tough, I know, man. I'm trying to even fucking.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say the roadie beer.
Ooh.
When your boy's driving and you're in the back seat, you don't have any worries in the world. You've got a designated driver. You're just worried about the music. You're with your friends in the car. You may be going to a concert, maybe going to a game, maybe going to visit some other friends. Saturday afternoon, Friday night, whatever it is. The roadie beer, it's just nice.
The roadie beer is huge. The roadie beer is huge. Oh, now to round off my, you know what I wish I could say? I wish I could say the PJ beer, but I've never flown in a fucking PJ. That I feel would be elite. That would be elite.
If you're on a PJ, are you having a beer?
What are you having? You whipping out the Azul?
I think I'd have to soak it in. I might have some champagne. I don't even like champagne.
Okay, fair. The classic guys talking.
Champagne. I mean, I've never been on a private jet, but I have to imagine I'd have to soak it in for all it's worth.
Not yet. But I'm with my 5th pick. This one is going to be really personal, and very few people can relate to this one. But this beer tasted fucking great. A beer with Leon Draisaitl. That one was fucking epic. One of the best beers I had. And safe to say it wasn't because of the beer, because it was a Coors Light. But it was really fucking good in the moment. So that's going to round off my 5.
Absolute great pick. I need to know the story of that.
So we went to, it was All-Star Weekend in Toronto, right? And there was a big fucking party hosted by Sports Illustrated. And there was a VIP section upstairs. And I just see fucking Leon just buzzing around with a Corona. And I just go up to him like, Leon, we got to chat. And we're just ripping it back and forth about Oktoberfest because he's obviously from Germany. I went 2 years in a row. I was a liability when I was there, don't get me wrong, but I remember enough to still speak about the experience, if you know what I mean. So me and Leon,
I've been there. You don't want to be the one sleeping on the hill.
You bought a fucking lederhosen, didn't you?
Of course. Damn right I did.
I'm going to need a fucking picture of that. We're going to put that on the screen in the fucking post edit. We're going to put both our lederhosens on the fucking screen right now. But
I got you.
But yeah, those are some fucking those Steins. I had 4 of those in a row. Those are 1 liter beers. I had 4 of those in a row without pissing. So I don't know how the fuck that happened. And
that's impressive.
No bloat either.
Wow.
I don't know. Something about the beer over there. I don't feel bloated when I have it, and it's fucking impeccable. But that's the Leon beer. We're just shooting the shit about Oktoberfest. Just fucking didn't even touch on the Oilers because I know he's sick of talking about the fucking Oilers. Just let the guy have some fun. He's an NHL All-Star. Let him just fucking rip around the city of Toronto and do his thing before he has to take on the skills competition, which was the next day. So that's my 5th pick.
That's a great story.
That's my 5th pick.
That's a great story, yeah.
Your 5 were elite as well. Now we'll dive back. Yeah, go for it, bud.
Wait, I got to tell one quick story. I've never told this story before. A couple years ago, I was briefly living in LA. I was just subletting for a friend. He was traveling, and I'm such a big football fan. I'd wake up early to watch those games that start at 1 o'clock, even though it's in LA, 10 a.m. on a Sunday. There's this bar I'd always go to in Santa Monica called Big Dean's.
Okay.
Around noon on that Sunday. Who do I see at one of the tables there? Because they had a game, I believe, in Anaheim on Saturday, and they were playing the Kings on Monday. Pretty much all the American Rangers. So
shit.
They were all at one table having a little Sunday fun day. Fox, Crides, Miko was there, Trouba was there, Revo was there.
Oh, big Revo, yeah.
And look, I wasn't about to go crash that, but all I did, which this was an expensive move, but it was worth it for the story. Although come to think of it, I really haven't told anyone the story, was I just told my waitress, hey, that table right there, their next round's on me. So then the waitress came back, went to them with like 8, 9 beers, and they were very confused. And she pointed over to me, lifted the glass up, and said, let's go Rangers. They're like, fuck yeah, let's go Rangers.
That's
and that was
fucking awesome, man. Good for you.
What
was the beer? What was the beer of choice? What'd you get them? Or
I said whatever they were having. Okay. They were all having beer. So I just said whatever they're having.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you didn't spice things up and went your own way. And they're like, who delivered this piss or whatever if they didn't like it.
Yeah, who got the Michelob, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, they're watching the calories, bud. They're pro athletes.
Yeah, fair. Maybe they should have been having the Michelobs.
Hey, you know what? That was a good little preview for Crides there, and Troops because they're both in Anaheim right now. So
Anaheim, that's right.
Okay, moving away, we'll head back towards a topic that's been kind of taken over the state of New York and the league. You touched briefly on the Islanders, you touched briefly on the Devils, but we haven't talked about the hottest team in the state of Buffalo. I just ruined it. The hottest team in the state of New York, which is the Buffalo Sabres. These guys went on a 15-2-0 run. They're now finding themselves in a wild card spot. Tage Thompson, Alex Tuch, Rasmus Dahlin, they're fucking kicking right now. What are you seeing? Like, is this just as much of a mindfuck for you as it is for me, seeing the Buffalo Sabres being the best team in New York right now?
I don't know if any fan base deserves it more than Sabres fans, right?
Because they're also
if
Bills
you're a
fans.
Sabres fan, and I was just about to say, you're also a Bills fan, and you've dealt with 5-6 straight years of heartbreak. If you're a Sabres fan, when was the last time you felt this level of happiness?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Maybe Matthew Barnaby was playing for you in the early 2000s. Like, we're talking that long ago. So, yeah, a bunch of guys who you thought were good, and they're playing great. And when we're talking about where you want Panarin to go, I wouldn't hate Panarin going to the Sabres and seeing, like, him add a little firepower to an organization that could use him and, would be awesome for the league to go on a little bit of a run. Those fans deserve it. And I think that would be kind of hysterical, Panarin going from Broadway to Buffalo.
And it's kind of crazy, too, because, like, obviously there was all this talk about Alex Tuch. He's going to need a contract at the end of the year. Maybe they sell him off just because he's going to be a UFA, and are the Sabres really going to be competing? But then now it's like, okay, they're fucking good, but the kid's going to want $10 million or more per a year. Is that money you're willing to give up, or you want to see how the fucking ship goes down in Buffalo? I don't know, but they've had this before happen.
I think if he wants to be there, you have to give it to him.
Yeah, Buffalo native too, right? So they've had this happen before when they went on insane runs. They've won 10 in a row before in previous years too, but it's always kind of came crashing down right after that. So they lost again today. We're recording this on Monday. They lost again today to the Carolina Hurricanes, who Bussy absolutely robbed Tate Thompson, if you haven't seen that already. Absolute robbery. So they've now lost 2 in a row. But then again, obviously what's up must come down. So let's see if the Sabres can maintain kind of like just an above 500 for the remainder of the season, because I was in Buffalo this past weekend, and the city of Buffalo would be buzzing if they got playoffs again after however many fucking years it's been. So if you were to give me 2 of 4 New York teams, we got the Devils, we got the Rangers, we got the Islanders, and we got the Sabres. If only 2 of those 4 were to make playoffs, who would you pick?
I think the Sabres and the Isles, right?
Okay.
The Rangers aren't making the playoffs.
And Devils are just a
I don't
shit
think
sandwich.
the Devils are making the play. Yeah. I haven't been a believer in this Devils core since their existence. In the same way that once the Rangers lost in 2024, I went on Instagram that night and said, it's over. Like, this is as far as we can go.
Yeah.
And we just got shit pumped by the Panthers. I haven't been a fan of this Devils core, and I bet they start moving some pieces too.
Hey, Jack Hughes, Montreal, if you're listening, bud, you know where your buddy Cole Caulfield's at, U.S. National Development Program.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just speaking out of my ass there. But anyway, we're going to go back to
manifesting.
Yeah, just like I manifest Tate McRae. Yeah, exactly. I'll take one of those two, either me with Tate
by Jack Hughes
or Jack Hughes to the Habs. I'll do that too. We're gonna go back to the Rangers here briefly. We're gonna get producer Matt on the scene right now. Matt, I know we have a bit of a blind ranking here. We have a bit of a blind ranking here for the Rangers. They're all-time best players. So I'm sure you know how blind rankings work, 1 to 5.
Of course.
So we're going to get going with Matt over here. Obviously, we're going to have to talk it out and see where we want to put him, because obviously this is a tandem effort like Quick and Shesterkin. But Matt, start us off with your first name for the blind ranking of all-time New York Rangers.
All right, so first up, we got Sean Avery.
Oh!
I love Avery. I'm a big Sean Avery guy.
I didn't expect him to come out the gate with Sean. Okay.
Yeah. So what does your gut tell you first?
I don't know. I don't know how hot or how bad he's going to go here. I don't know if he's going to give us some shitters or if he's going to just come buzzing out the gate with a bunch of studs like Mess and Marty and like who knows,
Right.
You know what I mean? So my gut instinct is telling me 4.
Okay, I'm going to put him maybe even closer to 3 when you're talking about being the faces of an era of Rangers hockey.
Okay.
Like during those Torts years, the black and blue shirts, scrappy hockey, man. Scrappy hockey.
You're the New Yorker here, bud. If you want to put him 3, we'll slot him at 3.
I'm thinking 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking 3.
Okay, Matt, we're going to put him at 3.
I'm thinking 3.
We're gonna put him at 3.
And also, it's hard to talk about winning with the Rangers. Like, we don't do a lot of winning. So it can't be like, oh, he won a cup. Most Rangers haven't won a cup. So
yeah. You see his videos with the pointer stick on the fucking...
Of course, he's a menace.
It's fucking
That's someone
fantastic.
that I need to I've never met him before. I need to interview him.
Dude, one wrong question and he's swinging.
Yeah, oh my God, absolutely.
Matt, hit us with our next spot here.
All right, next up, Trouba.
Ooh, big hitter Trouba. That guy will take your head off with an elbow.
Okay, so if we have Avery at 3, what are you thinking?
Oh, man, 4, 5.
Yeah, 4.
He hasn't been there his whole career. Obviously, he started Winnipeg and now he's in Anaheim. He hasn't been like a lifer like someone like Kreider. You know what I mean?
He was good. I think he got hurt a lot, and that hurt his play. And also, let's face it, in a salary cap league, if you're getting paid $8 million a year and you're playing like a third line D pair, that's going to affect how fans talk about you. So, he was good, but it was few and far between. I'm going to say 4.
Not 5, eh?
You can't put a Rangers captain at 5.
Okay, fair. Okay, so you're slotting him 4.
That hurts. Yeah.
I could agree with that. My inclination was 4 as well. So, all right, Matt, let's hit us with the next spot.
All right, next we got the soon-to-be ex-Ranger, Artemi Panarin.
I'm thinking 2 there.
I'm thinking 2.
I'm thinking 2. I can't put him 1. I can't put him
1. We have 1 and 5. You know what? It's tempting to go 1.
No.
It honestly is tempting, but I can't do it. But when you talk, I mean, his Game 7 goal against Pittsburgh, the fact that he went to conference finals. He has I believe in the top 5 scoring seasons in Rangers history, he has multiple of those entries there.
If he comes to us with a fucking Mark Messier or
I
fucking
know
Marty,
there aren't that many names that are higher than him. That's the sad part. Like it would have to be Lundqvist, Messier, Leach.
You're missing the biggest name ever.
Who?
Waino?
No, I wouldn't put. If we're talking Rangers,
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, fair. Okay, so you're 2 or 1.
I would say Waino. I would say Waino on the Rangers is like Jordan on the Wizards.
Okay, there you go. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Legend, greatest of all time,
Yeah.
but like we were his swan song, you know.
Yeah, fair.
we were his rebound.
Okay. So 2 or 1?
Let's go 2.
Okay, I agree 2. Yeah, we're gonna go 2. Matt,
Okay.
hit me with the either potential number 1 or number 5.
All right. Matt Rempe.
5.
I guess we know what the 5 is.
We know what the
Okay.
5 spot is. I mean, he's a stud,
All right.
but we're not gonna put him at number 1. We can't.
Yeah, I think he's actually a little underrated because I think people love to hate on him, but he's an overrated fighter because
He always gets
he
clocked.
doesn't win many.
He always gets clocked.
He doesn't win many of these bouts, but he's going after the other team's heavyweights,
Yeah.
which I guess he has to. But
At that height, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got number 1 left, and I don't know if we just set ourselves up for glory here or if we're going to get absolutely bent over.
it's
but-
a narrow window, Mo.
All right, Matt, hit us with our number 1.
I was hoping you didn't have 5 left because you played it perfectly. Last we had Lundqvist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Let's go.
Daisy. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, we fucking
Veterans of the game.
nailed that list, Matt. Once again, Matt, just like last week, producer Matt, we fucking own the blind rankings.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we fucking own the blind
Own.
rankings. So yeah, me and Tom Stewart cooked Matt on the blind rankings, and now we just went 2 for 2 with the one and only Alex Day. So we're not going to keep you much longer, brother. I know we got a big game for you to watch, the big natty over there.
The natty.
The natty. I'm also natty, just a heads up. I'm not like like some of these fucking heavyweights out there. But I do want to go quickly around the league. Some news that broke out today. Kiefer Sherwood got traded to the San Jose Sharks from the Vancouver Canucks in return for 2 seconds and Cole Clayton, defenseman. And another trade that broke out yesterday, actually. Again, wearing this.
Hey, when's he going to be a free agent?
Who? Kiefer?
Sherwood.
Matt, can we look that up? When's Kiefer Sherwood going to be a free agent? I think it's the end of this year, no? I want to say. 1 sec. Let's see.
Yeah, they were briefly talking about the Rangers getting him.
2026.
Okay, so he's just around. Okay, I was going to say. Okay, go on. Yeah, he's a great player. If he was controllable, I would have been down for the Rangers to give up that because he's, I think, a kind of rebuilding piece. But yeah, happy for the Sharks.
I mean, you put him with guys like Celebrini and Co. He's probably going to want to stay down there, right? But next up, we had a trade that fell through today or yesterday, should I say? Rasmus Andersson to Vegas for a first, a second, a conditional second, and Weeb and White Cloud, which White Cloud was a bottom pairing guy on the Vegas Golden Knights, and now he's getting shipped off to Calgary. Honestly, a player like White Cloud and a second and a first, you take that all day long for someone like Rasmus Andersson too. So
absolutely,
I think Calgary did some good business there, and for a team that really likes hanging around, I think that's another team that should get on the rebuilding front as well too. So I do want to share a story that happened just yesterday, actually. And then I don't know. Do you play fantasy hockey by any chance?
I don't anymore.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But me and
I know.
producer Matt, it'll be our concluding segment after I tell this story. We do this segment, fantasy picks of the week. So if there's someone that has been standing out to you in the NHL, feel free. You could give your thoughts at the end there as well. I'll let you think on that. But a story that did happen for me yesterday. I obviously drove back from Buffalo. It was at an event with Prospects by Sports Illustrated for a AAA hockey tournament, which was approximately over 100 teams from all around North America, which was sweet. Got in
Love
back
that.
home around, I want to say 7 o'clock. Went on my computer, just started editing some stuff, posted some stories right before I was on my 2-hour drive back to Toronto. Looking at my story views, and who do I see view my story? Your GOAT is Henrik Lundqvist. Who's my GOAT?
Carey Price.
Carey Price viewed my fucking story. So that was something really cool that happened yesterday. I made some videos, obviously, on Pricer when he got traded.
You DM him?
Like, I mentioned him. I didn't DM him. He just viewed my story. I don't know if he, like, saw a video or something, but I do.
Does he follow you?
Luongo follows me, but not CP.
Bro, hit him up. There aren't that many people doing hockey. Like, hey, man, been a lifelong Habs fan.
Yeah.
Appreciate, loved watching you. Peace. I don't know.
Ultimate Glazer for Carey Price. I am. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Talking about a legend.
Hey, if I could get him in this fucking chair one day, that'll be a lifelong dream.
Crider agrees.
So. Yeah, fucking him too, right? So there you go. But yeah, that was something cool that happened yesterday. And one day, if CP wants to sit on the hot seat here, that'll be fucking epic. But we're gonna head in.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod. He could be co.
Come on the pod, CP.
Today you're co. Now then he's gonna be co. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
let's go, co.
I'm gonna give some fantasy picks. Feel free to obviously kind of do a double take and think about some names you would potentially dabble in if you were still in fantasy hockey. I'm gonna go first. Then producer Matt's gonna go second. And then if you want to shoot, you could shoot. We're gonna do 2 players each. My first pick. For the coming weeks, months, whatever you want to say. I'm going to go with Dougie Hamilton. Obviously, Jersey are trying their utmost best to get him out of town. He's got 4 points in his last 3 games since he got scratched, so a bit of a chip on his shoulder. They play tonight against Calgary, and he might be on the move. And with these players that go on the move, you never know how they're going to perform. Sometimes they get an uptick in offense, playing time. Sometimes they maybe shit the bed, but I think it's a safe bet to do with a high-profile defenseman like Dougie Hamilton. And for my second pick, another guy that was on the move, Kiefer Sherwood. We don't know where his seed is going to be. He had the most hits out of anyone by a lot and some last season with the Vancouver Canucks, and buried quite a few amount of goals. He's obviously on a penalty kill when he was with the Canucks too, and he might be on that penalty kill for the San Jose Sharks too. Who knows if he's going to play line 2, line 3. If he plays with line 2, he's going to play with some pretty high-profile guys, maybe like Toffoli, Will Smith. So I think there's some value there if Sherwood continues to put up those hits. They're with a high-flying back-and-forth team with San Jose Sharks, so you know he's going to get his looks at net too. And he's shown the past 2 years that he could score some fucking goals. So my 2 guys are one that's already moved and one that might be on the move. So producer Matt, let's hear your 2 guys for the upcoming weeks, months, whatever your reasoning is. Go for it.
Yeah, so both these guys are pretty low rostered in our league. First one, Victor Arvidsson. He's only like 16% owned. He's got 8 points in his last 7 games. Got a 7-game point streak right now. So, I mean, Boston's hot. They've won 5 in a row, and he's been a big part of it so far. So if you're looking for a guy who's hot, he's definitely hot right now. Next would be Beckett Seneke.
Ooh, the tall fuck, yep.
Yeah, he's also riding a pretty
That's a great name.
What a fucking name, eh?
Huh.
Yeah, he's also
Beckett.
riding a pretty good point streak, and Anaheim's definitely playing better. They went through a little skid, but they're kind of back right now. But yeah, he's been playing great. So those are my 2 picks.
He's gonna have to he's not gonna get the Calder with the likes of Demi God and Matty Shafe, the Shafe Daddy, kicking tires in both Montreal and the Island. So Seneke, I think, will definitely be a shoo-in for the third spot for Calder voting this year, and Anaheim really got a gem and picked him up above Demidov in that draft too. So they really have high hopes for that guy down there in Anaheim. Alex, I don't know if there's someone that's coming to your mind. Let's hear it, bro.
Yeah, I've got two. One is I'm sticking with what I know best here. My guy Mika Zibanejad goes through these streaks where he can be one of the best forwards in the league, and then you can go weeks without ever seeing him. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's going through one of those streaks where he's playing amazing hockey. Mm-hmm. He has 2 hat tricks in the past month. He's looking like Mika pre-COVID. If you can ride this wave of Mika and when he's playing confidently, it's pretty ironic that he's playing like that right now.
All right.
Yeah. It's, of course, ride the wave. It's not going to last forever. Ride the wave. The other, and this is more just a way for me to point out how ridiculous it is, because this is kind of a chalky pick. Of course, he's not available, but maybe if you're like a daily fantasy player, Jason Robertson has just been unbelievable. 56 points in 49 games, 10 points in his last 10 games. And it is crazy to me that he is left off Team USA.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Not only do I not get it, but I think they're really backing themselves in a corner when if they have trouble scoring, they're going to look back and be like, how did we not have Jason Robertson on this roster? Like, what were we thinking? It was such an obvious pick that, if Miller has a bad tournament, if they have trouble scoring, Team USA is going to get blowback for it, and they should.
And again,
and by the way, I think it'll also motivate Robertson that much more as the Olympics are coming up, that he's going to be playing pissed off.
And yeah, they might, if there's some bodies that go down, he might be one of the first guys called up too. But even the likes of the Dallas Stars, they're not even sure if they're going to renew him down in Dallas too, just because of the price tag he's going to be expected to get too. But that kind of leads me into my, I guess, concluding question, because you kind of set me up perfect fucking layup there, just like Drake May over in the fucking game yesterday. But hey, producer Matt loves Drake May. He loves Drake May. I don't give a fuck about the Pats, but you know what? I'll shout one out.
Schedule merchant.
Matt. Schedule merchant. Matt, what do you have to say? I see the mic's on for you. I see the mic's on. Give your thoughts.
You can't control who you play. So
that's all I got to
totally
say.
True. Two things can be true at once. He's good and he's a schedule merchant.
Yeah, there you go. But you spoke just there about Team USA, and we'll leave it at that. Olympics are coming up. Canada won 4 nations. You're obviously an American down in New York. The city of New York is going to be buzzing come Olympic time. What do you see happening for, I guess, the free birds down there? What do you see going down against the guys with the Leafs on their chest?
I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. I don't know if anything has happened since 4 nations to make me feel that much more confident than I did then. Like, I think we're still in kind of the same place where Team USA is an underdog compared to Canada. But they can do it. I don't know. I feel good, not great.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like,
you could roll the dice.
I feel like we lack star power. I feel like we're going to have to muck it up a little bit. I don't really feel like that's what Olympic hockey is about.
Yeah.
But then again, this rink isn't going to be as big as normal Olympic ice.
Especially with Olympic refs. They're not as lenient.
Totally. So, when I think of Olympic hockey, I think of guys like McKinnon and guys like McDavid and Crosby. Like, that game is more tailored to Olympic hockey than the type of hockey that Team USA, I think, wants to play in February. So I feel good. I don't feel great. And I went to the 4 Nations final in Boston. I went with my pops, and it was one of the most unreal nights, even though Team USA lost. Like, it was just such a great celebration of hockey and going to international puck, and it was an amazing night. And you know what? I would never go to the Boston Garden in general. I hate the Bruins and I hate the Boston Garden. But everyone being on the same side for the most part was fun. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. That was a heartbreaker when McDavid scored. And by the way, Matthews being a captain is just like.
Well, that's not final. That's just what I want to wrap up with. Who are you giving the C to on Team USA? Because we know it was Matthews in 4 Nation. But I don't think it's a lock right now.
Matthew.
It has to?
No, Matthew Tkachuk.
Matt Tkachuk.
Right.
Even though he hasn't played the majority of this year.
If he's healthy, if he's playing in the Olympics, yeah.
Okay. And you're giving Brady an A?
I'm giving Brady an A. I think there's a question if he's playing, but if he's playing and he's healthy, I mean, who was the leader of that team?
Yeah. What a kick in the dick for Matthews, though. Stripping him of the C. Give it to the other Matthew.
You got to earn it.
Yeah, you do got to.
You got to earn it. And by the way, he didn't play great in 4 Nations. Nope. Like, in that championship game, I felt like a Leafs fan. It wasn't fun.
That's a shitty fucking feeling, brother.
It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun at all.
It was a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
And on that note, we had Alex Day. Obviously, I'm going to put all of his information down below. Shoot him a follow. He's a beauty. He's been doing this sports scene, not even just sports. He's had a fucking podcast with OT Megan. He has the Daily Show. Daily Show. Obviously, I see the pun going on there. It's fucking mint. He's obviously wearing the Rangers kit, the Rangers threads. He's a Rangers guy. Anything New York and sports in general. And hey, even if you want to see him shoot the shit with some of the biggest names in entertainment and sports, he's your one-stop shop. He'll get those players out of their shells, especially when it comes to if you want to talk about their high school stats and some of their buddy stats, etc. He's got some fucking unreal questions, some unreal videos. Oh, and yeah, if you want to see what some of these fucking stadiums in the fucking MLB serve for food, yeah, he could give you some reviews on that too. Never mind the pastrami. So it's been the Mo&Co Show, episode 6. I've been Mo, and my co today was the one and only Alex Day, who won't be in New York when I'm in New York, for fuck's sakes. But hey, we'll make it work eventually. And one day we'll get him here to Mo&Co Show Studios. Hopefully one day when the Leafs play the Rangers, we'll find an excuse for it. And Alex, brother, any concluding thoughts?
Man, I want to say not only thank you for having me on, but there's a lot of people doing kind of the stuff we're doing in terms of interviews and man on the street. And then, you know, I first saw you on TikTok and interviewing at a lot of hockey tournaments and stuff. And it's very saturated and a lot of people try it. And I started around 2020, 2021. I've seen a lot of people try it and then they fall off my For You and stuff. You are so good at it. And it's been amazing watching you grow. And there aren't that many people doing it in the hockey space. Keep crushing it, man. I think you're super original and you're super funny. And, you should be super proud of what you built here. Like, hats off to you. Cowboy hat off to you.
Hey, fucking cowboy hat off to me. I fucking like that.
Absolutely. I should have been wearing mine for this.
And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, if he's invested, I think we just found our new New York Rangers source for everything based on the Rangers community and the state of New York too. I think this is the man for the job. So anytime
I'm the Rangers guy for you, yeah.
Anytime the state of New York or the Rangers, we need coverage on it, I'm calling you up to the show, buddy. So Mo&Co, with Co being the focus on New York. That'd be Alex.
Love it. Appreciate it, Mo. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. We'll see y'all next week at the Mo&Co Show weekly episodes. This has been Mo, and today's co has been Alex Day. We'll see ya in the next one. Ciao.